Revelation chapter 16 verse 12 says, "The sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east."
The Euphrates River is getting drier. It stopped flowing in Iraq. There is only a little water left in the river. The water quality is bad. It is obviously undrinkable. Many people get sick by drinking the water. Even fish cannot survive. Many lakes also drying up in Iraq. Sawa Lake, the largest and the most beautiful lakes in Iraq, now has become a barren desert. No one would believe there was a large lake if they visit Sawa Lake now.
What's up, guys? Yeah, your girl got her hair braided, you know what I'm saying? Auntie Chaz on fleek right now. I finally finished getting it done. I just came back from my hair appointment. So anyway, that's not important. The book of Revelation, you can find it in the New Testament, in the Holy Bible. It is the last book in the Bible. This book is different from the other books because it foretells coming events. It's more so the second definition. It says the divine or supernatural disclosure to humans of something relating to human existence or the world. So supernatural, right? Basically meaning not something that a mere man would just know of his own understanding, right? The book covers quite a few things. It covers the fall of churches. It covers the rising of the Antichrist. It covers the mark of the beast. It covers the four horsemen of the apocalypse. In Greek, it translates to apocalypse. I'm sure y'all have heard of the term apocalypse. Like you see a cartoon and people joke about it. This crazy stuff just started happening. Everything just break loose. There's fires everywhere. The sky red or, just looking dark and gray.
Oh, we slept right through church.
Not the end of the world.
Oh no, it's the apocalypse!
It's the rapture!
Why aren't we ascending into heaven? Oh right, the sins.
You actually see this pretty commonly in shows, but I know one for sure that I can remember off the top of my head that I've seen this in, and it was so clear. I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like, they joking about it, or they might just be doing some subconscious programming there. But anyway, it means the same thing, basically just like the end times, signs of the end, yada, yada, yada. To some people, the book of Revelation is absolutely ludicrous. It is a joke. It just don't make sense at all. Some people just don't understand it. So today, we're going to cover a very specific event I've noticed lately, and I'm sure some of y'all may or may not have heard of it already, but we're going to discuss it today. We're going to talk about the Euphrates River. Some of y'all may or may not be aware that the Euphrates River is currently drying up. It's considered one of the great rivers in the Bible, and it's never been known to do this. Mind you, the book of Revelation was finished by no later than 96 AD. Jesus was 33 when he was crucified, so no more than 60 years, right? Arguably, some people disagree and say that it was done before 70 AD due to some biblical context, and we can discuss that in a later video, but either way, we can agree that that's a long time ago, right? That's almost 2,000 years. You see a river do a little drying because it's a slight drought, and then it's like, okay, it's gonna be straight. Nah, Euphrates, it's not looking too good. Then I will go over why I feel like the book of Revelation is directly related to what's happening with the river. We finna jump in, go crazy. So y'all, I probably had to readjust the camera. You might notice a slightly different angle. But anyway, this website here, the question says, is the Euphrates River drying up a sign of the end times? So it says the Euphrates River, long part of the area known as the Fertile Crescent, is a significant landmark in the scripture and a valuable resource in the Middle East as it runs through Turkey, Syria, and Iraq. Over the past few years, the water level of the Euphrates River has dropped dramatically. The drying up of the Euphrates River has revealed several ancient ruins and a cave. Some people are quick to point to the drying river as a fulfillment of the Bible's end-time prophecies. It says here 2 passages in the Bible predict the drying up of the Euphrates River. The first prediction is part of a lengthy oracle against Babylon. God pronounces judgment against Babylon's officials and wise men and against his false prophets, warriors, horses, and chariots, and treasures. Then God says, a drought on her waters, they will dry up, for it is a land of idols. Idols that will go mad with terror. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 38. The waters of Babylon are the Euphrates and Tigris rivers. Both rivers are drying up now. Now that's in the book of Jeremiah. And so there's some specific scriptures that stuck out to me in Revelation. So this article may already be talking about it. So we're going to continue. The second prediction of the Euphrates River drying up comes as part of the 7 bowl judgments in Revelation. The 7 bowl judgments is basically where God assigns angels to pour out bowls over the world, and then whatever is in that bowl is going to happen. Like, for example, the Euphrates River was one of those bowls. It says the judgments of the 7-year tribulation start with the 7 seals, which starts in Revelation chapter 6, verse 1 through 17, and then Revelation chapter 8, verse 1 through 5, and then continues with the 7 trumpets, and then so forth on with the 7 bowls. So I know some of that is confusing, but each of those different segments will break down what happens specifically in each of those times. So like there are 7 seals, there are 7 trumpets, and then there are 7 bowls. So in each of those times, it's going to be something that's going to happen with each one. Here it says the bowl judgments come at the end of the tribulation, and they are so destructive that if they continued, all human life would perish. So let's look at what Mark chapter 13, verse 19 through 20 says. For in those days there will be such tribulation as has not been from the beginning of the creation that God created until now, and never will be. And if the Lord had not cut short the days, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, I'm gonna open up the tab because the whole verse wasn't on there. But for the sake of the elect, whom he chose, he shortened the days. It says the 6th bowl judgment, the 6th bowl judgment, the penultimate judgment of the tribulation. Penultimate basically means the second to the last. Like, for example, I'm the penultimate child because my sister's the baby. I'm the second to the baby. Revelation chapter 16, verse 12 says, the 6th angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. Y'all, so Karemi edited here, so I forgot to say this during the video. So of course, since those are the 7 bowls, that's going to be during the tribulation period. It's going to have to be a sequence of events that's going to lead up to that fully happening. But I do see that it's drying up right now. I'm not sure if it's ever going to recover because it's never lost this much water. This prophecy not only identifies the judgment, but also gives the reason for it. So a great army from the east can cross the Euphrates unimpeded, basically without anything stopping them from crossing it. Next, the kings of the earth gather to the place that in Hebrew is called Armageddon, and some people even reference it as Armageddon. Like you may have heard that term in cartoons, or some people joke when they talk about the apocalypse and Armageddon going hand in hand. You might see that in shows, etc. At that point, Jesus returns, and the battle fought at Armageddon will result in all God's enemies being destroyed. That's in Revelation chapter 16, verse 17 through 20, and also in chapter 19, verse 11 through 21. The key event leading up to Armageddon is the drying up of the Euphrates. Are we witnessing the setup for the fulfillment of a major end times prophecy? So I noticed that right here when I was talking, I forgot to highlight this where it says concerning Jeremiah's prophecy that the Euphrates River will dry up. There are several possibilities. Numbers 2 through 4 caught my attention while I was editing. So number 2 says the prophecy was fulfilled by drought at some unknown time. Number 3 says the prophecy is being fulfilled now as the Tigris and Euphrates rivers are diminishing. And number 4 is what really stuck out to me because I was like, okay, that makes sense. It says the prophecy will be fulfilled during the Great Tribulation, corresponding to the sixth bowl judgment of Revelation 16. Number 3 is saying that it's currently happening because it's such a large river. It does take time for it to fully dry, but it's never dried like this before. So during the tribulation period, basically it's saying it will be completely dried and the prophecy will be fulfilled. So, there have been droughts around in that area, but we've never seen the Euphrates River dry up like this. We've never seen it get to this point, like the Euphrates River is not rivering. Like I said, it's a lot of main countries around that river. People can't water their plants, so they can't grow food. A lot of people use that for agriculture, obviously, let alone just stay hydrated and bathe yourself. Some people may say, oh, it's just a coincidence. Oh, it's just one thing. What are the odds of that? Like I said, there are many other prophecies that have happened in the book of Revelation that I don't believe is a coincidence. So I do encourage people to read the book of Revelation. If you don't read any other book, I encourage you to read that because, like I said, the book was written nearly 2,000 years ago. The Bible has been awfully accurate with these prophecies. Jesus spoke of the things to happen in the end times in the book of Matthew. He talked about people hating one another, especially for his name's sake. He talked about pestilence, famines, earthquakes. It's really going to be some tough times during the 7-year tribulation period that the book talks about. I do encourage y'all to start studying this stuff and look into it, because if the book is accurate and it hasn't missed yet, I would want to know what's in it, and see what's going to happen and what's going on and what I need to do for my protection, for my safety, for myself to be saved. And I don't even mean that in a physical sense. I'm talking about like the spirit, your soul. I do believe in Jesus. Here's the thing. It's one or the other. If it's not true, then it's just not true. But I don't believe that's a coincidence. Like I said, considering how long ago the book was written and the fact that there are current events happening, I just wanted to get on here and encourage you guys to really study the word of God. I feel like we really are living in the end times. I believe that. I just don't want anybody to perish. It's not up to me, but what I can do is at least evangelize and reason with you and give you the information if you don't already have it. And it was written so long ago. We can all agree that no man knew this was finna come. It had to be someone that knew in a divine position. Somebody was given this information from someone that knew it was coming. Personally, I would listen, okay? Whoever it was, I would give them about at least 5 minutes of my time, okay? I'll at least hear them out. Y'all stay blessed. I encourage you to continue to push for the Lord, man. Ask me questions, ask me any questions you have, because I don't think we have much time as far as when Jesus is coming. The Bible does say no man know the day or the hour. Happy New Year, by the way. I know this is the first video I done dropped this year, so Happy New Year. And let me know if you feel like it's coincidence. A like, comment, subscribe, something, okay? Just talk to me. Say something. Please subscribe. Please.